I'm back. How are you?
I'm doing well. Your side?
My side is good.
I tell you, so a year now we won't say.
Oh,
a year I'll be to be.
This was given to me by it was dashed
to you
by my auntie.
Wow. We need
Mama Doris.
I be come you.
Sir.
Yeah.
With this.
I be come me.
Sir. We
need you on the runway.
Don't bring yourself much. Let me know me, man.
Rhythms is coming to launch on 21st. So we need you on the runway.
Kill this event.
Yeah.
Right.
So 21st September.
Edem.
21st it will be tight to 21st.
Yeah, there are a lot of events.
Events happening.
Yeah. 21st. Yeah. Okay. Kwame, welcome.
Andy, thank you.
Chamo.
Yeah, Charlie.
Chairman. Kwame, our chairman day.
Legend.
Yes.
Yeah.
Legend.
Yeah.
Amandzeba is here, listeners. Yesterday, we were having a discussion. Yesterday, sir, what were we discussing?
Hiplife.
Good Eye's opinion on Hiplife.
Mm-hmm.
Disunity.
The disunity.
And a bit of talk on Highlife as well.
Yes. While we're having the conversation, Chairman felt like there were certain things we were saying about Highlife. They were not correctly said.
Man, that's not what I said.
I mean, I make answer.
I don't know what I'll do. Yesterday, I said something about Jamaica and the resonance with their sound. That reggae music, they are well identified with reggae music. And that Ghanaians are, a lot of musicians have disassociated themselves from our pride, Highlife music. Now ask them what they do and they will tell you, no, I don't do Highlife. Can you imagine a 13-year-old comes here and he says he does Afro-pop? What is Afro-pop? Is Afro-pop even in any of, okay, TGMA, I think TGMA, there's Afro-pop,
yeah,
right?
there is, yeah.
Okay. At least you have a place.
Yeah.
Okay. Chairman, Highlife music. How do you call your music?
First of all, let me say hi to everybody who is listening. I know you have a huge audience out there, so it is actually a privilege to be on your show. And on your show this time, you are the chairman. I'm the way.
Right now,
because it's your show. Because it's your show.
You're right.
Let me warn your listeners that my intermittent cough is going to disturb them a little. But it's an issue that you can't avoid. But
Kofi 90. What's it Kofi 90? You mentioned Kofi 90. I laughed.
You see, for me, every music that is coming from a Ghanaian artist must hinge on our traditional genres. You know, we differ from region to region, though we may have the same time forms and stuff like that. But if you go to the Volta region, for instance, you know, the Atiagbeko, the Abajas and all those things. You go to the west, you have the Okundum, and, you know, the central is, what we call it, Adenkum and all that. And here specifically in Accra, you can have, you know, the Kolomashi, you know, it's along the coast, and then you can have your Balugos, and then, you know, Balugo coming out of a genre called Tumbe. It's the Balugo is actually the slower version of the Tumbe. You know, it was too fast, but then they were able to tame it down a little bit. And so I play Ghanaian music, but largely Highlife music, because you see, Ramblers International Band is actually known for Highlife, you understand. But within their collections, you can have the Abajas and so 6/8. You have your 6/8,
6/8, right,
and so on. But then the minute you apply all the modern instruments like the big band horns and your brass,
like
your guitars, your pianos and stuff like that.
Dance. Well, that's what the big band.
Then you really bring it out as a high life, because then we weren't gaining admission into the elite halls. So they had to find ways and means, because remove it from the palm wine status. To make it acceptable. So
swag.
Exactly, because
evolution.
If you want to go to the ballroom, you have to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Right.
You can't just go there with your jumper from the beach and stuff like that.
You have some tuxedo.
That's the reason why most of the big bands like Ramblers, E.T. Mensah, and the Tempos, King Bruce, and the Black Beats, and were always attired in suits,
right?
Because they had to, gain the recognition of the colonial master, so they will have to look at it.
It was a higher life too.
Exactly. So they removed it from that low life level to the higher life level. So the name itself does not really connote the rhythm that you're playing, but it's the local sounds that you can put together and contemporize it and bring it to that level. For me, for instance, Hiplife and Highlife, I see just a little. The difference between Hiplife and Highlife is insignificant. Just because there's an introduction of a rap and stuff like that, so then you can have it. But basically, if you take Masanaba and all those things, basically, Zap them were playing the, real, indigenous Highlife, and then they hipped it up a little bit. If you listen to Ogbejeke, it's indigenous, but it's modern because of the hip-hop drums and stuff like that. So all we're saying is that I will call myself a high life, comfortably call myself a high life artist. Because if you say Ghanaian, it's so broad. But what we apply when we are actually producing will actually tell what really it is. Because you can have your guitars, the Ophir guitars, you can have your Ophir. Listen, for us in Africa, particularly Ghana, our languages are very tonal. And so if you really want to produce a song, if you don't study it, you might think that it's difficult, but it's so simple. Because the way I will sing like Wagbajaka is just a speak. I'm talking effortlessly. You understand? If I'm singing it, it sounds almost like what I'm saying. The problem most of us have is when you want to strictly set it in the Western melodic form, that defeats the very, very definition of high life. Because if you listen to Kake Kudams, he say or Kasao. You understand? He's just, and effortlessly. But when you apply the instruments and stuff like that to it, you realize that, wow, this is music. So it looks like, because most of us are very, I would not say, well, quite a bit lazy, you understand, in producing works, you might think that, oh, Charlie, let me ignore this and then listen to what is coming from outside. You understand? And then, for instance, if you ask anybody, you ask the little man, the gentleman, the 13-year-old boy, what he does, and he says, I'm a piano and whatever. But just set a piano, to a very, very professional scrutiny, and you find out that basically the rhythm is even from here. Listen, every genre and every form of music that is coming up, Fella's Afrobeat, Fella wouldn't have been able to, be so successful without stopping his. He had a band called the Lobitos or something. Yeah. Then to come down here and work with people like Uncle Bo Taylor Dems and stuff like that. they were actually playing. So Fela combined high life, jazz, and JuJu. If you should go and find out about the definitions of most of these songs that we claim, you find out that they'll tell you that, Afrobeat is 60% high life. Afropop is a combination of exactly fusion, but then largely is based on the rhythms that we have here. There are various times for that. Go, then you go, go, then. These are the three major. Listen, if you listen to the Adora singers, you understand all of those traditional musicians that you get. It is so easy for us to rather collaborate with these people and lift that genre higher than it is. For instance, our main artists that we have currently and stuff like that, I'm always imagining them. I think Shabarangs or somebody attempted that. He actually incorporated an Adora version in a song. I don't know why it did not become so popular, but the very first time I heard it, I said, goodness. This is you feel the chanting, the word, yeah, then he comes to the yes, it was so beautiful. So I'm saying that high life indeed has actually laid the foundation of so many genres. Sukus, Makosa,
Manu Dibango.
It's us.
But my question here is, you see the story you're telling beautifully. Again, our songs are so rich, productions are perfect, yet your own people are disassociating themselves from it.
Yeah,
for somebody like you, when you hear people who are supposed to do indigenous music, high life music, or Ghanaian music, yet tap so much into the Western stuff and try to.
Let me just give you an example. Look, I don't think that they are disassociating themselves. They're actually chasing success, and they think that to be very successful, you have to be very, very current. You understand? Listen to what is going on.
Could that be the high life is outmoded?
No. I'm talking about current as currency in artists that they find coming from outside. It's not the genre. If you listen to somebody like King Paluta, yeah? What is Paluta? Paluta is not doing foreign. He's singing like us.
Right.
And I'm telling you, it is the unavailability of us that is making people drift away. You understand?
Uh-huh.
I mean,
who to look up to?
Thank you. The kids sitting out there have got very, very, very open space in their minds that they absorb anything that comes their way. If you play, Work today, and you see the kids digging into it, you would think that they are of our age. But the point is that if you don't make it available and if you don't be yourself, Charlie, it is very hard to even convince the people that you think you're giving the thing out to. Because, look, Kim Paluta is street voice, indigenous groove in it. So it's easier for me. Somebody might think that, Charlie, why is this old man saying that he loves King Paluta and stuff like that? There are elements that you listen to and you know this is us. We are the only people in the world who sing like us, or Ghanaians. We are. If you listen to the Evers, listen, you cannot hear this anywhere. The reason I find it a bit problematic when we start, making comparisons between us and Jamaica is Jamaicans and those in the Caribbean are very limited when it comes to genres. You understand? we've been hearing reggae for more than 6 or 7 decades. Before we were even born, reggae was there. You understand? And today, as we speak, reggae is still there. Why? Consistency in the way the people present it. It's not like they experiment a little bit. Yeah, some of them do, but I'm saying that they maintain that consistency. That, I mean, people were singing reggae. They were producing reggae before Bob Marley. Mm-hmm. You understand? Bob came to put the icing on the cake. But the rest of them were all focused on bringing reggae out. It didn't take too long. I think it took such a long time, but it was recently that reggae was about a couple of years, or yes, just more than a couple of years, 2-3 years, that reggae was actually adopted by UNESCO.
I remember when they finished, immediately they mentioned they all danced to One Love.
Do you have Joe Mensah's Boswe?
Yeah, I do.
Play Boswe. Play Boswe. And you understand what I'm saying. It is not the volume of lyrics you put on the music. You understand? It's the style, it's the attractiveness. Boswe. You know. Bo. Where would you play this song today?
Me?
No, I'm asking that. Where would you? Oh, Charlie, Chairman, don't do me. Don't do me.
No, Chairman.
Me. Today, I'm the whip.
I'm still the whip.
So big in Nigeria. I mean, look, I think about 3 or 4 decades ago, Eastern Nigeria was full of Ghanaian musicians. Ramblers, Dr. Pabobo, everybody, Abrecheba Kofi Sami. So you ask yourself, why were they able to make inroads in a foreign across West Africa? And even it goes all the way up to Central Africa. There are sukus, there are merengues, there are whatever. You understand? And so I'm asking myself, if Joe Mensah, I mean, he happened to be my uncle too as well. So if Uncle Joe was able, he and Ebenezer Obey were buddies because they look very much alike. And he was so huge in Nigeria. Why is it that we still, now the situation is the reverse? The reason is the reverse is that we are trying to sing like the Nigerians. The Nigerians accepted us because we came as Ghanaians. You understand? I mean, if you take Pabobo's...
This is something that look, I've always asked myself, why Ghanaians, a lot of Ghanaians singing like Nigerians. Again, using their language. But it looks like now it's turning. Because they are also using our language, Odoyewu and Odo.
It's fine. Language, as for music, there's no barrier to it. And language, I mean, when I did Lolo, I
agree with you anyway. He says language. I think he disagrees with that, right?
He says language is a barrier.
I think
no. It can't be.
Mostly the universality goes beyond the language. I mean, basically, on the guitar.
Are you speaking for Robert Clark?
No. No, I am speaking.
Oh, okay.
Where is he, this guy?
I mean, mostly the universality of music. Some professors believe that the universality is on the strings. You have maybe certain keys which are universal all over the world. Sure. And when you strike those chords, when you strike those keys, I mean, it knows no
the generic sort of... But you see, the reason all of us must know language is not a barrier. Magic System, they did it. When Magic System released their first Amolanga, what's the meaning of Amolanga?
Oh, well, I don't know. It depends.
Yes. So if you didn't even know,
Jerusalem.
If you don't know the meaning of Amulanga, if you don't know the meaning of Amulanga, all of us were Amulanga. If all of us were digging into it, where is the barrier here?
Alaji.
Yeah, but you see, the thing is, you don't really need to look out for some kind of sophisticated arrangements or something. The simplicity of the rhythm or the lyrics can, if it is catchy, no, you can't stop it. You understand? So, I mean, what we need to do is to rather concentrate on the styles. I mean, reduce. We have a culture in other tribes that they love lyrics. They wouldn't even listen to the music you're playing. Hey, it's not the lyrics they're looking for. And you can't take that to, let's say, a society where they want to entertain themselves. Because if they want to entertain us, somebody is playing some nice horn phrase. Pam, pam. Look, fella, pam, 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 and then monotony right there. But you see, the groove it's giving is what is making people gravitate towards it. Fellas, girls, sometimes they sing out of tune, but fella will tell you that it's all part of African music because all the notes you can capture them in a frame. You understand? Oh yes.
Don't be.
Oh no, be shaky, no, shino, but still a tomb. Still a tomb. Yes.
Please let's look at this. From what began the conversation yesterday was on Hiplife. Now, Rutai, who happened to be there, mentioned that it is because of the disunity among the musicians.
Charlie, I'm not the only one here. Why are you?
Oh, you are the resource person.
No.
We are in the master class.
It's not a master class. No. We are in the master class.
Let's listen to you before.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if that happened in Hiplife. In Highlife. Bisakede, who was our guest yesterday, also came up with a solution. Now, I want you to listen to what Rutai said. Let's take it from the top. Give me just some few seconds of your time. Thank you.
The reggae from Trinidad, Tobago, Guyana, where you listen to the reggae artists from those places, some of them sound sweeter than Jamaica. Mm-hmm. But we attribute the whole thing to Jamaica. And see, if we had been smart enough to realize that what JQ had given us was something that we could send to the world because it was original to us, and we found a way to promote it, project it, like improve, build upon that foundation that JQ introduced. And Caribbean, just as South Africa has created Amapiano and Nigeria for Diafano, maybe would have created something that the world would have been clamoring for by now. Mm-hmm. You see, maybe the Ghanaian sound would have been something out there globally that everybody's biting from, and it would be attributed to Ghana. So in my opinion, that's where we made a mistake.
Okay.
Thinking that was a competition.
And competition had set in. However, Bisakede discussing Hiplife, music, and awards. I remember when he came up saying that, he has a solution. This was what he had to say.
I think we're in competition with our own selves. In our minds. You understand? We have it. We have Hiplife. We have Highlife. What else do we want? It's just that when we see something from outside and people are, as they didn't from outside that, we want to join. But we are forgetting that we have something that we can push to get to that stage as well. So people can mention us. The Americans say, like, no disrespect again, but I think we complain too much.
Okay.
Instead of finding the solution. What you say. So with this Hiplife, Highlife thing, that's what I've been preaching about like the whole time. What's the solution? Maybe I may say, we should create more categories because at the end of it, push you be right now. Think about it. What will push a younger person to do Highlife? Think about it. And says, see, Afrobeats. Na ebia or no ebia wa tagging Afrobeat, but the awards came nearby and they had not a hip life category. Hip life. What do you think will happen?
Bisa.
Everything is perception, bro.
Bisa. That's my favorite jam. Amandzeba jam.
Sorry.
Yeah. Okay. So you've heard them talk about the competition, which brought that separation, or a lot of people thinking that, look, is it safe to say what sequester, just cut it off, move on with my stuff. Just as you mentioned, Western stuff, let me just pick something from James Taylor and do it instead of doing Osibisa.
But you see, then you have to look at the psyche of the nation from top to bottom. I'm talking about from politics to whatever. Haven't you realized that anything we have, we just give them away? I mean, these kids created our Zonto, and it was full of fire. You think that we couldn't have consistently pursued that to also take that entitlement as our own creation? When Azonto came, other people were influenced by it from other nations.
True,
right?
Especially Nigerians. They were even laying claim that it was
Alingo.
Alingo, yeah. They even wanted to kill it with Alingo. It was Samini that shot it down.
Thank you. So you can imagine all the various of, look, Highlife itself had a lot of influence, apart from the guitar band, those guys who went to the East in Nigeria. We have Nigerian artists who call themselves Highlife artists.
Still, some do.
You understand? So I'm saying that it is not that my disagreement with both of them will come from the fact that you necessarily don't have to expand the various genres. Nigeria is almost about 300 million people, isn't it? And the tribes you can't count. But ask which is actually a Nigerian identity when it comes to music. When you talk about our identity, you can put your finger straight on Highlife. But ask me or ask anybody else that Cameroon is also known for with Manu Dibango, but how many Cameroonian artists do you have? Kassav were basically playing Highlife. And the form of Highlife Kassav were playing, they actually took the beautiful sounds that they could get, the contemporary sounds, and then applied it to their music. But what they were
At
doing...
a point, Kassav was very big in Ghana.
They were big everywhere. Go to Togo, go to, Cote d'Ivoire, all the other places. All I'm saying is that I don't see the problem here. I don't think anybody, well, for some, if they are really competing, that's entirely their problem. But you see, the thing is, fame on our way, do it. Don't complain.
Have there not been competition in Highlife?
In terms of personalities, yes. But when you talk about, yes, in terms of personalities, like, Kofi Sami Kroon to me, Nanam Pedu Kroon to me, that's the kind of, and it was interesting. It was not too negative. I'm sure because there was no internet at that time. So I can confirm a call. They had their own internet. They had their own shows. Listen, at the Crontia, Emma Highlife Gina teach you, yeah? What's that? Almost every band had a theater, a concert party.
Yeah.
So if Nanam Pedu releases Eku Sika, he tours with Eku Sika, and they will be acting what the lyrical content translates. Concert for the then Nanam Pedu will come and play Eku Sika. So you can realize the value of what they were doing. Look, music is what actually dictates what the general art form of a nation must actually be. You understand? So, if CK Man does Matu Abua, he's touring Matu Abua. The lyrics is telling you that somebody, had a marital problem and blah, 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 blah. They will act it. When he finishes, he'll play his Matu Abua. That's it. It's not the new one. It's not. One. Yeah, the old one. The new one. He salsa'd it. He was introducing salsa and stuff like that. Just because the transition between salsa, high life, and queer, almost all the Latin American music you will hear. Okay. This is it.
Yeah.
Okay.
The salsa influence.
Yes, but I think that it all came about because he went to the U.S. to stay for some time, and he thought that
his music had evolved.
Yes, exactly. But the point is, even the big artist in the in America, for instance, Carlos Santana is originally from South America. I think he received an award, and the citation read, Carlos, I'm paraphrasing, okay. For Carlos Santana being the protagonist of South American music, Latin American music, Latin American. And when he took the podium, and he says, there's nothing like Latin American music, it's African music. You understand? The influence of the ripple effects of slavery and stuff like that. People took all sorts of, cultures into even the food they ate and stuff like that. It will surprise you to know that Ghanaians took kenke to Nigeria, and even fufu. You understand? So it was not by accident that Osajifu Dr. Kwame Nkrumah. Osajifu whip. You have to whip him in line.
That's right.
Whip him
That's
in
right.
line.
Hey, order yourself.
It is not by accident that Osajifu was all the time traveling with
Musicians.
not only musicians, even theater. Thank you very much. Because at the end of the day, you cannot sell a country based on only politics. The driver of everything in all aspects of our national lives hinges on music.
And I'm first year animal driver.
Listen.
Sorry.
And then, no, I'm cool. We're going to get there. Listen.
Hey,
listen. You, what you as you sit here, he and this man, you owe a responsibility to the people who can't speak. You're supposed to speak for everybody. In my music, in your dissemination, if you want to present anything, you will have to conscientize the people. Look, we're sitting here, everybody's dreaming of churning out sound, blah, 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 blah. But if the water we are drinking is killing the people, I bet you there be you go out there and everybody is dead. Who are you going to perform to? So it is our responsibility to speak to the subject, what is destroying our environment. Oh, what your father I'm saying, there's a whole lot going on. Say, unfortunately I heard of a politician who was celebrating his birthday or something. That is his own private matter. But then they go for artists from outside. And you are the same people sitting here dreaming that you have all of these wealthy stars like in Nigeria and stuff like that. If you don't hire them and pay for their services, who's going to do that and how are they going to sustain themselves? All of this Amandzeba, Kofi Samis and stuff like that, if it wasn't for, TGMA and, he would... Exactly.
A lot of these Gen Zs would have never heard about them.
Yeah.
But Amandzeba Kofi Samis, when he was returning, was coming home to Ghana, he brought more than 25 Nissan
Vehicles.
He even donated some to government. You see, so I'm saying that at the same time as we speak and as we talk about music, music is meant for the ears, and the ears belong to the people. Right. Even animals and trees, you understand? So, I'm saying that basically my disagreement with Rob is when I think somebody said that he thinks language is a barrier, and I disagree vehemently.
Robert hasn't said that.
Have you said that anywhere?
That language is a barrier.
Yes.
Yeah, language can be a barrier.
But you didn't say is.
Yeah, but in certain cases also, so can simply means that it can work. And then so it means that language is a barrier.
How do you deduce that?
It is true, because I'll explain. Music has got several benefits. Some people derive what do you call it, meaning from the message. For as long as they can't understand what you're saying, they will not listen. To that particular person at that point, it's a barrier.
Okay, Robert, please hold on. Listeners, I'll let Robert continue, but first let me tell you that you need some money. Star 281 hash.
2 hours.
Star 281 hash. You need money. You need money. Let me also engage you that Charlie Cash is very important. When we return, we will discuss that. How can language be a barrier when it comes to music? This is a very serious topic. Coming right up. 9 FM, it's Showbiz Review. A big thank you to Franco Trading Enterprise. Franco, still Ghana's leading or Africa's leading mobile phone shop. A big thank you to Betway. You are guaranteed to get more chances to play. Betway's Pick Your Price lets you choose your preferred promotion to make the perfect play every week, from free flights to free spins. Plus, you will also stand a chance to choose your own price, from vouchers to electronics and the grand prize of an airline ticket. Terms and conditions apply. Betway. Get way more. Challenge me just 2,000 cedis. With just 5 Ghana cedis, you can win 1,000 Ghana cedis. I'm dashing it to 2 people. We have 20 more minutes to go, and so this is a great chance for you to win some good money. Star 281 hash. I bet be on there. Star 281 hash. Chama,
oh, say baby,
Heritage Christian University College is set up to provide a missing link in tertiary education through creativity and innovation. The university has since 2018 given a sum of over 450,000 Ghana cedis as startup grants to a number of students to start their businesses. Get in touch as soon as possible. Please call them 0547 777 731. You can join with your WASI, ABCE, GBCE qualifications. HND or diploma holders are also welcome. Mature, 25 years or above, you can be a mature student. Heritage Christian University College can be located at Amasaman. Please, if you know you are owing, please report to multimedia. Yesterday, Adam has cleared himself. How is that? Don't borrow from us. It's as simple as that. If you want loan, go to quick loan. Hey, my friend. Bills. The owners of the following companies should contact the general manager of sales and customer service of the multimedia group by Wednesday, September 4. It's in connection with the accredited business on the group's platforms. Slate Industries, Ghana Bar Investments. This is not Kofi Ghana. Modern Initiative Broadcasting Limited, Gilligold Pharmaceuticals, Liberty Industries, Wadis Entertainment, Highlinks Communication Limited, and Edwin's Consult. Star 281 hash. I'm waiting for you. 5 Ghana cedis. Try. You go win. Okay, gentlemen, please welcome back.
Thank you.
We were at the junction now.
A quick U-turn.
Junction, quick U-turn. The junction where barrier, baby, a barrier, no.
Barrier.
Yeah, barrier, no. Language Robert says language is a barrier, can be a barrier. Before Robert comes in, Kwame, you've not spoken this morning.
Oh,
of all this
I've been enjoying a legendary
See,
Amandzeba. This is how I learned actually. Most of us were not born then. So we came to meet the history. We read some in books. We listened to some of them, from people like Amandzeba. And I think he's given some good information on high life music. But the question still...
That's why he needs a whole day.
Yeah. We still need to find ways of making sure the legacy lives on so that the brand doesn't die. High life hasn't died yet. It won't die. And I always say that even when you go to our churches, people still perform high life. So the sound
Richard
is
Bona
that.
plays High Life.
He
Have you heard
does.
Richard Bona's High
Yes, he does.
I saw him
But-
with a Latin American a few days ago, and he was playing the bass guitar, and the guy was doing the
Life. Child,
keys.
that guy is wonderful.
And
Fantastic.
Play the bass
Oh
and sing.
man,
Fantastic. And we were talking about how High Life traveled, the world over during its active years. Even casting our mind back to 1990, where Paul Simon sampled the Amponsa rhythm, that actually gave
they even
the,
sued him
Ga-
or
the
something like
Ghanaian government some money, about $16,000 during that time. That was when the folklore board was formed, because it was the first time we're having our heritage being taken over by somebody from outside. And to me, that alone proves to us that we have something that the world cherishes. Even apart from him, there have been other people who have tapped into our sounds. They may not call it high life when they do the samples and the fusions, but we know that our DNA has traveled through many and various art forms across the world. So high life is a rich cultural element that we need to protect. But the thing is, how do we do that? The last time we had a conversation, I remember that the Bosco suggesting that just as when you go to Jamaica, they have, let's say, a reggae festival, maybe we can have a big national high life festival. One for high life, maybe one for hip life, and all that. Because anytime we talk about let's protect, the question is, who are we talking to? Who is taking the lead? Is it music guy? Is it the government? Is it the ministry? Is it the agency? So, apart from we appreciating what we have as a music genre, the question now is taking the steps. And I believe that one of the things we can do as a people, apart from we, Andy, you and I, and people in the media talking about it every time, we need to make sure we have things like festivals, high life festival. I don't know which government is going to start this, but if we can have, let's say, a month, for music festivals like high life, hip life, then people's attention will still be on the genre, and they will know that we still have something like this. It will even encourage people to also come out boldly to perform, because if it's a high life festival and you want to perform on that platform, you need to be a high life artist, so you need to have high life songs to perform, and so people will be encouraged. And then the argument of, and this one, Amandzeba is here, he's TGMA board member. People have also spoken about we may be creating more categories on high life in TGMA, or have Co's proposal, making High Life the biggest award on the night. So these are things that if Amandzeba, once you're here, maybe when you go back to the board, you can just take it to them and think about it if it's possible. If truly,
Are you not on the board?
I used to.
Are you?
I used to be, Uncle. I used to be, but you are a permanent board chair.
okay.
Andy.
Why from?
Andy.
In fact, order.
So basically,
Hey.
all that I'm saying is that beyond the discussions on radio, we need to find solid, solutions to making sure that high life doesn't die, so that the younger ones will also gladly accept the title or the tag.
But High Life hasn't died.
It's never,
on TGMA.
never,
Because
never.
it always has
But
a
they
space
believe it's small. They believe we need to magnify it.
All right,
Robert, don't speak to that.
He has nothing to say to that.
And yesterday, when you were giving the dancehall example,
Did you give a dance Alex?
no, you were talking
Reggae,
about how
reggae.
reggae or dancehall.
Right. Oh, you
how-
were listening.
Oh yes. I mean, I'm always in tune.
You have to apologize to listeners for not showing up.
Well, I apologize. to
Doing dance
listeners.
festival.
Thank you.
Was he
But I was
invited?
doing. I was
Oh,
doing.
Dance
as
I was
festival.
doing the
usual.
dance festival, so
Right,
obviously I
right.
had to quickly. Anyways, so you said something about I don't know if you can if you can say that part again, because I like the way you said it.
That
You said something about what happened in in Jamaica when the onset it was not being accepted,
Right.
and then something had to be done.
right.
If you can say it again.
Yeah, I remember. What was it
I
about?
think you're talking about
said,
the
Jamaica.
position, yeah.
That Peter
Against
Tosh.
their
I remember
popular
Peter
opinion.
Tosh even went on stage. I think he had a concert at the stadium where his usual rants. You know, Peter Tosh,
Yeah.
just like our guy here, you just stop
does
the.
it?
No. Come on for that.
Why do you mention
He said our guy here.
I got come down.
your guy.
Who's guy? He will just stop the music. You go talk and then you go insult everybody. Police go come take him. You know Peter Tosh. Okay, so you mentioned that he started blasting the radio stations that they don't even promote the songs produced by Jamaicans, but they're playing something they call the white boy music or white man music. It was also to spite Bob Marley because they used to tease him that he was a white boy's son or something like that.
Yeah.
Right. And so they rather promote the Beatles, the Elton John and the rest, while they are struggling in their own country, Jamaica, trying to put them on the map.
Yeah.
Do you understand? But soon afterwards, they decided to promote their music.
Who's they?
Jamaicans.
Okay.
I mean, yes. And that they collectively decided to stick to a plan by promoting their own music, and they have just one reggae.
Okay, great. So the reason why I had to mention this is because you see, I remember you specifically saying that the radio stations came together. You actually mentioned radio stations.
Radio, yes.
Yes. Now, when you finished that particular conversation, it went back to so we need to.
Right.
So when you say we, it's too broad. But in your submission, you mentioned categorically the industry player that and what they did, and that was what? Radio.
Right.
So I want us to be able to place some of the responsibilities on some key elements of the industry.
Right.
One of them is radio.
True.
So if radio has a role to play in this, when we are saying let us, it shouldn't just be about let us and then nobody is taking that responsibility. Let's call it out. If the radio stations are playing what is supposed to be played, what is called immersion, which is one of the key reasons why even songs that you don't like or
they force you to like it.
Exactly, because you are immersed into it eventually. Without, you see, like they say language is not learned, it is acquired. Why is it acquired? Because you are immersed into it.
Like Lafa.
Exactly. You acquire, that kind of stuff. So it's the same way music, even when you don't like it, once they keep playing over and over again, it will begin to live rent-free in your head. Without your permission, it's just there. And so what we are saying is this conversation that we keep having about high life, let's not forget that there are certain roles that are supposed to be played by key personalities within the space. And you can check from the cultural policy the role of the radio station as part of a cultural element. We need to get the people playing. Question is, if you take the number of songs that we play, 100%, how many of these songs are high life songs within a day? And within a week from the various radio stations that we have? Because if that's the push component of listening to music. Pull is me, what I want to hear. I go onto the DSPs and I listen to it because it's what I want
absorb
to hear.
it.
But when you, the DJs, the radio stations, you play songs that we've not necessarily requested for. So if you feed us what we ought to hear, we will hear it and we would love it and it will become mainstay. So I think that if we can even begin from that point, really, it will just change the dynamics.
Let me speak for a presenter. Let me play.
I think you've said you've nailed it.
No, but
actually.
Chairman, before you come in, with what Robert said, what if I don't have enough content?
They're available.
No, hold on. No, they are available. That's why I said, what if? All right. Here is a case. Kamido or Kwame Eugene. Just to mention a few, let's say a few of the Gen Zs are doing high life. Indeed, few of them even accept or admit that, oh, yeah, I'm a high life musician. Today, Blacko says I'm a high life musician. The next day he says he's hip hop. The next day he says he's...
Because he is hip life. Let's not mince words.
Right. No.
Anybody that has a blend of high life and hip hop is a hip life artist.
Okay, good.
There's a name for it, and let's just run with it.
Right.
People may not know what genres they belong to.
Let's not derail. Let's not
know
derail.
it. Let's just let it know.
Okay, in this case, they bring me just 5 high life songs, and I play just 5 high life songs. What happens to the rest?
Yeah, but
If I go on stage,
Michael Jackson song, where did you get them to be playing?
Oh no, please. What I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. Let's not
you
derail.
look for it.
Hold
so
on.
Look for the Ghanaian ones.
Oh, I'm saying, what are you talking about? If that's what we have,
Demand and supply.
demand and supply.
That's
Like,
what
Unfortunately, that's not what we have. We have all the Ghanaian songs available.
You know they get what I'm saying.
Okay,
what I'm saying is, I go on stage, I do a 2-hour set of Ghanaian songs, and people are amazed. And I remember saying, I think the Kwabna concert or Sam George. And Sam George was there, and look, he couldn't hide his excitement. Because I remember pausing in my performance, and I asked, who said we don't have enough content? I've done 2 hours of Ghanaian music. If you love Ghanaian music, let me hear you make some noise. And then I continued going on and on and on. Because we have enough content to play. But that's why I asked you that, what if we don't have? What if?
Unfortunately,
Here is the case, Amandzeba, let's say his cahoots are no longer doing music, which obviously they are no longer giving us new content. What we have are the old ones. Look, if I check with Amandzeba's catalog, I think the last time you released was in 2018. I think Fale, right?
Fale is not even published yet.
Well,
Fale was done purely in view of the environment.
Right. But I had it. This was in 2018. Yeah. Imagine if I need something 2024 to promote and to show the Gen Zs that, the old man still got it. Where's the content?
But
the man is alive. Will not be saying he died.
Yeah, yes, but
so maybe the new ones will take it up. Take the months.
Yeah.
And so if we have enough content, why can't we push it?
You have. Let me tell you why I disagree with you. You have more than enough content.
No, I'm still using the what if brackets. Please, let's not.
I'm
not saying you don't. I'm not saying you don't have it.
Robert want to take the if away and put it in
because
your
the
pocket.
reality is that the song
No.
Let's not go on the tangent of the if.
But please, let me tell you something. You see, before the establishment of every radio station, before you become operational, for the best part of your, like 6 months, you play music. And tell me what kind of music you play. You play the old stuff, and when you establish, that is when you become so choosy and tell us that, listen, libraries of, I know most of
Robert, tell him.
Library.
Look, you have more than enough because you see every radio station. In fact, if we have to go back, if I were Gamro chairman, the first 6 months of every radio station owes us royalties for the first 6 months. Because you know why? The first 6 months they play our music for free. No artist in this world goes to the studio and say, I'm an up-and-coming artist, so I want to record for free. Everybody invests from the initial to wherever he gets to. So you see, when you are coming into being, the first 6 months you are playing high life music, hey, you can hear Kakeku. You don't necessarily have to play new songs. Because if, for instance, most of the presenters I know are playing Wogbajeke, which is 25 years, I mean, I don't even have to go to the studio and record new songs, but that is, I record almost every time. But the point I'm trying to make you understand is that if your excuse is that you don't have enough songs to play media, I disagree because, you see, we used to have, what do you call it, producers who will actually dictate what you are coming to present at any point in time. Their libraries must have all the music that you are talking about, high life, hip life, dance hall, whatever, from Ghanaians. and I'm sure you went on a program and you performed for 2-3 hours playing only Ghanaian music, and people were amazed. How did you do that? You had the stuff sitting there. So you see, if we are not able to really concert our efforts, to promote some of the things that we think are not really up there today, like you're saying, high life and stuff like that. But you were playing Boswe. How many times do you hear people playing Boswe? And I'm telling you, if you play Boswe today, to any audience, they will jump to it. So you have them. They are all available here. Just make the extra effort. Because if I record the music and I don't have anybody to play, maybe I'll play in only my house and some few friends and stuff like that. But you are set up, you are established. Actually, I'm sure Nkrumah's idea of having built the Ghana Broadcasting, I think there's a plaque there. It says he built it for Ghanaian artists. Basically, that is what broadcasting must be about. It must be exactly on the 20. That reminds me. On the 21st of September, I'm celebrating Nkrumah's 105th birthday.
Oh wow!
At one Ghana. Oh yes.
At your place,
Yes,
one Ghana.
Exactly. We are cutting a cake. You have to come and cut the cake. Nkrumah's 105th birthday because
Amandzeba.
yes.
105 years and you are inviting me. Invite them, but why me?
Oh, my friend. You see,
you see,
the one who blazed the trail, the one who blazed the trail, the one who actually is making you sit
my
here
friend,
today.
Shut up there.
Go and support your contemporaries.
Okay.
No, before we go, Robert, please. About the language barrier bit, I cut you in there because it's a very important discussion.
We can always come back to it.
Yes, but I want you to help us wrap up with it because this is something someone may not tune in tomorrow, and I don't want us to lose it.
So I'm saying that music means different things to different people, and so if I'm listening to a song because of the message that it gives and I can't understand what you're saying, then there's a barrier out there. So to me, there's a barrier. And I'm even extending it to genres. There are some people who don't listen to rap music because they claim it is noise. So by virtue of the fact that the vocal delivery on that particular song is they will tell you that they don't understand, you don't have time to try to break it down and see what it means, they will not listen to it. So for them, it's a barrier. You understand? However, there's a statement that says that music is a universal language. There's a clear difference between music and song. Song has lyrics, music does not necessarily have lyrics, and so they are actually referring to the instrumentation that makes the music, of course, which means that they can go anywhere. But even that, if you put it under a huge scrutiny,
well, a song is a subset of
Ghana Bass,
exactly.
Ghana Bass
but
mother.
if you go into it, you can find areas where there are barriers and areas where there are not barriers. So let's just understand that.
Chairman may disagree with you.
I will not.
Oh, of course,
interject.
obviously that's
Ghana Bass mother was singing "Mi be alote, mi be noko, aunsa goji mi be noko."
I think recently
Ghana Bass
wasn't it the one they're playing out there?
Yeah. It's been recorded by that orchestra a long time ago. How did the German Symphony Orchestra record that song? It's just a simple Bukom woman sitting, washing and singing a song. His son took it out there and played it. The symphony orchestra. That woman has never been to school, but the melody.
good. So melody.
Oh, I have it.
So melody is
Yes, the melody drives it. It's not a.
Yeah.
So
Isn't it?
this is it.
But there are songs that don't really have standing outstanding melody. So yeah.
No, but most of you are right though.
Yeah.
Uncle, you are right. He's
No.
also right.
I think we have to extend this conversation.
Oh yeah.
Make it
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
So
But
we
let-
go
let-
more into solutions.
Let's take
I mean,
Mr. Hagler's time.
Let's
You
let me
give it to
quickly
us.
add this. I think one of the biggest challenges
We will slap you, Bia.
we've been having is this.
He will slap me.
We describe a music genre from the perspective of a sound, when indeed at the origin of that particular music genre, it was described as a function of subculture. Yes. So high life has never been a sound. High life
Amandzeba said it in
is
the beginning.
yes. But when we are trying to define it today, we always want to listen to a sound and say
Before-
this is
when we
it.
don't have one sound.
Yeah, when we don't have one sound.
High life.
Right.
You know, when you go to the
various
the
communities.
you know, like it's like that.
Yeah.
So,
They have their-
like
their own
R&B
version.
was given a commercial name. R&B. The original name was not R&B. It was race music.
Okay.
And it represented the black community's song. You know, and then they gave it a label for marketability
Sure.
and for promotion and all of that.
Sure.
So again, from that particular perspective, it wasn't one specific sound that was called that. It was a sub-genre. Even if you come to, so again, even
Afro
hip life
beats with the S.
even Hiplife,
Yeah.
because Roots I and Co were part of the first Hiplife
Sure.
production, and that's what raga influences. And then you come to the Yogi Doggies, they're all raga influences. But so it was a subculture that was referred to.
Well
Hiplife.
understood.
You understand? You know, so that's
Right.
So I think we need
95
to look at
volunteers
the
says,
next
Andy
week,
Dusty, I
tomorrow.
think Amandzeba should pass through the library class. He can be of some help this Friday, and we'd love to have him.
Has he not been on before?
No.
He's not been.
No.
Oh wow.
No, he hasn't spoken on the library.
We have more libraries. We have more books in the library.
I remember at one time there was a recording. I was in the US, and then he called me. I said, Chairman, I'm in New York. I said, I don't listen to you. You say you are in New York. Nana Kwesi says, you are the DJ when Nkrumah said my
But that's true. That's true.
Okay, I mean, can you be?
No, read it. I
When
mean,
God said, "Let there be light," there was Andy Dusty.
I don't know about soundtrack.
Tomorrow, don't come here. Someone has won my money. Let me speak with CM Sicho. Sicho!
This is Hits.